Of course, I'm going to defend you until the last day in our lives in the press conference. But here, I'm going to tell you the truth. Of course, I'm going to defend you until the last day in our lives in the press conference. But here, I'm going to tell you the truth.
Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. So in today's video, I do want to talk about Ronald Koeman and Nico Gonzalez. Now, the only reason why I am going to be talking about these two people is because of the incident that did happen between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, right? Koeman has said, and he has blamed Nico Gonzalez, that because of him, that is the reason why Atletico Madrid scored their first goal. This was a topic that I was not planning on talking about within this YouTube channel, but many people are asking, what do you think about this situation? And is Koeman wrong for calling out Nico Gonzalez during the press conference? But before we go into that topic, I do want to talk about the OneFootball app. The OneFootball app is considered as the best football app you could find within the App Store. If you want to look at the latest player stats, team stats, how your team is currently performing during the league or in the Champions League, all of that is going to be compact into one app. And the best thing from all of this is that if you are in the UK, the OneFootball app is going to officially start showing La Liga highlights. So if you do support Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, FC Barcelona, the highlights is going to be there within the OneFootball app. The link is going to be in the description box down below. You would also be able to support this channel. But now let's get back into the video. Just for some context, Barcelona did lose to Atletico Madrid 2-0. This was a game where Barcelona have shown defensive flaws. And after the game, Koeman did have a few words regarding the first goal that Atletico Madrid did score. And this is what he said, and I quote, "During the goal, Nico didn't follow Lemar and we are missing one in the middle. Do you understand why we play with 3 center backs? We don't have the speed in the center of the field." So as we look at this quote and this statement, we can see that Koeman is blaming one of the youth players because of how he did allow Atletico Madrid to score. And as you can see here through this statement, you can also see that Ronald Koeman is trying to justify on why Barcelona should be using the 3-5-2 formation, because he believes that the 3-5-2 formation is the way to move forward. That is basically the goal that he's trying to put out within this statement. But that is where I do want to come in, right? And I want to talk about 2 different points regarding this statement. Point number 1, yes, I do believe that part of the reason why Barcelona conceded that first goal against Atletico Madrid, some of it does have to do with Nico Gonzalez. Now let me explain why I am saying this. If we were to look at that play and how Atletico Madrid scored and how Barcelona defended, you can see that Nico Gonzalez did not follow Lemar, right? It is so clear. He did not pay attention. He allowed that player to run behind him. But this is why it is very important to have the context on why Nico Gonzalez let Lemar make that run. And here's the context, right? Barcelona is a club and is a squad that has so many flaws. This is a team that does allow many balls to get lost in the final third area and in the middle of the pitch. We have seen that so many times. Memphis Depay loses the ball many times. Frenkie de Jong loses the ball many times. Demir loses the ball many times. This is a squad overall that cannot retain the ball, and because of that, that does lead towards goals. And then we see later throughout that play and through those mistakes that the defenders cannot cope with the counterattacks that the opposition is doing. That is what we have been seeing under Ronald Koeman's FC Barcelona throughout all this season. So Barcelona as a collective is very flawed. And so within this game against Atletico Madrid, this time the fault was coming from Nico Gonzalez. But it just does not make any sense for Ronald Koeman to blame this player on why Barcelona had to suffer. No, it was because of this whole team. This team as a collective were making mistakes everywhere on the pitch, and as a collective, they were suffering. It was simply not just because of Nico Gonzalez. And also with the double pivot, when you do have a double pivot in Barcelona, when you know that Nico Gonzalez is going to be alongside Sergio Busquets, you need to have that communication. And the player that has to be communicating what they need to do and where to be positioned, it is going to be the responsibility of Sergio Busquets, because you can tell on the pitch that Nico Gonzalez and Sergio Busquets were not ready on the field. They were not ready to execute a double pivot, and Busquets was supposed to be there as the captain of Barcelona to check up on Nico Gonzalez. That is why after the goal, we saw Gerard Piqué and Busquets argue. It is because Gerard Piqué was basically saying that, Busquets, look, you have to communicate better. You have to understand where these players need to be positioned. You are the one that's supposed to be leading this defensive unit. And as a matter of fact, as we look at these screenshots here, we can see that Busquets, if anything, he had to block that passing lane. Like, I don't get why there was so much space going on between Nico Gonzalez and Busquets, and you can see that it is so clear that that passing lane was a lane that needed to be blocked, and Busquets had to be there in the correct position. And then you can see that Nico Gonzalez, he was hesitating because he did not know what he was supposed to do. Was he supposed to be the one that was supposed to be blocking the passing passing lane or the one that's supposed to be following Lamar. And when you are placed in that position, when you do not know whether you're supposed to be doing that thing or the other, you're going to be hesitating and you're going to forget just for a second that you're supposed to be following a player like Lamar. And when you even think for a second in football, you are going to be paying the price. Should have Nico Gonzalez followed Lamar? Yes, that is true. But this is why you gotta have context and understand Barcelona as a collective. Because Busquets, if he had communication, if he had that leadership role and he checked up on Nico Gonzalez, this would have been prevented from the very beginning and Lamar would have never made that run. Moving on to point number 2. The fact that Ronald Koeman tried to bring down Nico Gonzalez and point out his flaw in this play. You're telling me that the only reason why he wanted to do that was because he wanted to justify the 3-5-2 formation? That is classless. It is classless to inform the public what Nico Gonzalez has done and devalue this player, this youth player from Barcelona B, only because you did not want to stain your image, only because you did not want to admit that you did not have this Barcelona ready defensively as a collective up against Atletico Madrid. And for those of you guys who want to say, no Kevin, you're wrong, Ronald Koeman should have blamed this player because if other players were to make mistakes, he would have called them out in the press conference. But here's the thing, we have had so much proof that Ronald Koeman does not back many players within this squad. Like for example, right, I'm going to give you guys very clear examples. What about the veterans, right? These veterans that we are seeing today in this Barcelona squad, they're making so many mistakes and they're never blamed in front of the press. Like why is that the case? Why didn't Ronald Koeman say anything when Englet dug down in that match against Athletic Club? Why didn't Ronald Koeman say anything about Jordi Alba ducking down when that cross was coming in our own box? Why did Umtiti misplay so many passes that led to goals or did not defend well against Granada? And again, only for Ronald Koeman not to say anything in front of the press regarding these players' performances. Why didn't Ronald Koeman say anything in the press conference when Busquets failed to man-mark Valverde when he was making that run back in that Clásico in the year of 2020 against Real Madrid? Why didn't Ronald Koeman say anything about those players? They have done so many mistakes. But when a young player like Nico Gonzalez, who was placed in a environment like against Atletico Madrid for the first time, when he makes some mistakes, you want to call him out. And only because you also want to justify why you believe that the 3-5-2 formation is a much better formation for FC Barcelona. As a matter of fact, you lost against Benfica 3-0 while using the 3-5-2 formation. So this whole thing is just, again, excuses. I continue to repeat myself, and this is the reason why I did not want to make this video, is because Koeman continues to do the exact same thing. You want to devalue these players only to make your image look better, only because you do not want to stain your own image. And like I have said before, and I'm going to continue to say this, there is no reason for a coach like Ronald Koeman to continue with FC Barcelona moving forward. I'm sorry that I do have to say that. I'm sorry for the Koeman fans here in the comment sections. I wish you guys well. I wish you guys a lot of luck. Hopefully you guys are doing okay in the comment sections down below. But Ronald Koeman right now, he is just not showing that he is the correct leader to move Barcelona forward. And I have heard news about Joan Laporta and Yuste having conversations and basically confirming that they should give Ronald Koeman more time in order for him to bring out the best results possible, when that should not be the move. I really do expect Joan Laporta to make a very confident and bold decision moving forward, because this is not it. Like Ronald Koeman as the coach of Barcelona, it is not it. We have seen way too many results and bad results over the past 9 months. He has been at Barcelona for 1 full season and we have yet to see Barcelona progress from that season. But that is where I do stand at the moment regarding this thing between Nico Gonzalez and Ronald Koeman. It is just so frustrating to see that these Barcelona B players, right? I mean, Nico Gonzalez is not a Barcelona B player anymore, but these academy players being blamed for how Barcelona did perform against Atletico Madrid. It is so sad to see. If anything, Ronald Koeman should be a man that needs to be bringing in more confidence towards a player like Nico Gonzalez, bringing in more confidence towards a player like Gavi, Ricky Puig, bringing in more minutes towards these players and showing them that they can do it at Barcelona. But that is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona Daily News. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.